Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to wrap a crystal point. This is an intermediate design. If you'd like to see my start to finish process, stay tuned. I'm using 3 pieces of 21 gauge square dead soft copper wire, and they're around 14 inches long. I'm going to tie the first part of my frame towards the center of my wires, and since these wires are square, I do want to get them all flush with each other, so I'm just going to kind of smash them a little bit with my pliers. I'm using 22 gauge half round wire to tie the base wires together, and this piece is around 7 inches long, and I'm going to coil it 7 times. By the way guys, if you enjoy content like this and would like to see more tutorials, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell so you get notified every time I upload new content. And if you wouldn't mind, please be a dear and hit that like button, drop me a comment, and consider sharing this video on your social media. It really helps my channel fight the algorithm and grow. Also, if you'd like to purchase any of my jewelry, you can follow the link in the description to the Works of Wyoming website. Alright, before I start shaping my cage, I just want to be a rock nerd and kind of brag on my crystal real quick. This is for all my fellow rock nerds out there. I dug this crystal up myself from an area in Colorado called the Pooter Canyon, and some of the crystals we find up there have this really cool mineral inclusion called cristobalite. I'm going to try and get a good angle for you to see it. It's these little white spheres inside the crystal here, and I'm just going to show you a little AI overview of what this mineral inclusion is and show you a couple of examples in some other quartz crystals. These cristobalite inclusions are considered very rare, so I always get really excited when we find crystals that have them. Alright, sorry for that little detour, but I know all my other rock hounds out there understand. Okay, so we can get started shaping our cage around the crystal here. I'm going to position this little tied spot right down here at the bottom corner of the side of the crystal, with the large face of the crystal facing forward. And while I hold this in position with one hand, I'm going to use my other hand to shape the wire around the tip of the crystal. Alright, now I'll tie this side of the frame. Okay, now I'll shape the sides of my frame. All right, I'm going to grab my crystal and put it into the frame and see where to bend the tops of my wires here. And you want to line that center wire up with the corner of your crystal. And I'm marking these just under the top of the crystal with a dry erase marker, and this is just going to help guide where I put my pliers to bend them. All right, and then we're going to gently pinch these together right where they cross over the center wire. And then using more of the 22 gauge half round wire to tie these together. All right, and then we'll do the same with the other side. Okay, now I can place my crystal inside the cage and start trapping it inside. I'm going to come down to the bottom here and bring my front and back wires up around the point of the crystal. All right, now we can tie this together at the top. Alright, I'm separating these wires in half. I'm going to do 3 in the back and 3 bent to the front, and I'm going to use the 3 in the back for the bail. And I am still using the 22 gauge half round wire for this bail. Then I'm just gently pressing the cage down with my flat nose pliers just to get it nice and snug up against the stone. Okay, now I'm going to do something that might be a little controversial to some. Well, I don't really know if people still care about something like this, but back when I first started rapping, like 7 or 8 years ago, I joined a bunch of wire groups on Facebook, and a topic that seemed to come up a lot was the use of jewelry glue. So, some rappers feel that using jewelry glue is like cheating or something. I guess they think if you can't just wrap it in there with the wire and attach it that way, then it just shouldn't be made. I just never saw it that way. I see jewelry glue as another tool that can come in really handy. So I am going to show you guys how to use it for this particular pendant. Now, in other styles of this pendant that I do, I don't always use the glue, but I just wanted to let some people out there know, in case they've wondered, that I think it's okay to use glue. So I'm using this B7000 jewelry glue. This is a really good quality glue. I used to use it when I worked for another jewelry artist years ago, and I've never needed to look for another one because it bonds really well. All right, and I'll get that centered, and then I'm going to leave it to sit for 24 hours. Okay, so this is nice and snug. All right, now I can shape my bail, and I want to get this middle wire going through down here first. And a lot of times when I'm finishing a pendant like this, I really don't start out with a specific plan of where I want to go. I just kind of plan as I go and just see where I think the wire fits. So some other people may like to draw things out beforehand and have a really elaborate game plan. I'm not really the type. I kind of just let the stones kind of show me, which way to bend the wire. So that's kind of my style. Alright, now I'll just use these last 3 wires for some further embellishments. Okay, now I'm going to take some 28 gauge weaving wire and just go through and tie these embellishments together in a couple of spots. I'm just going to anchor this in the back here. All right, and then I'm going to thread this through and tie it up. Okay, and here's our finished pendant, all oxidized and polished. We'll get one more look at those inclusions. And as usual, I will show you some variations. So this one, I made the frame actually come up high over the top of my crystal so that I could trap my little cabachon in here. And I will flip it around and show you the back. I did not use glue for this one, obviously. So there are ways that you can wrap a cab in without needing to glue it. And with this one, I also did a more elaborate bail. As you can see, I wove this one. With this one, I did a very simple bail. I didn't wrap these wires together at all. I just kind of spread them out. So yeah, this design is very customizable, as you can see, and really every pendant can be completely unique and one of a kind, not just because each crystal is unique, but the way that you let your wire flow for those bails and the embellishments is really going to change every time. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed this project. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you'd like to help me make more of these tutorials, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. And don't forget to check the link in the description for the Works of Wyoming website if you want to purchase any of my jewelry. If you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, feel free to share pictures or videos of your creations with me because I love to see what my tutorials inspire. And if you don't follow me on those platforms, make sure to do so because I post a lot of fun content on TikTok and IG that you won't see here on my YouTube channel. And I just want to end by saying, have a fantastic day and remember to love your neighbor as yourself and in all things treat others as you want to be treated, for this is the law and the prophets. God bless you guys, and I hope to see you in the next video.